So I just want to welcome everyone to the Shift into Awakening. I just get so emotional seeing all of you here. It's such a beautiful thing to have all of us come together like this. So here we are in Seattle, Washington, and we just came on to the live stream. Everybody, let's welcome everybody all over the world. So welcome everyone on the live stream. We're so glad you're with us. We have several hundred people here in the Unity Seattle Church. We have our Oneness Meditators up in the balcony looking over. We have at least probably 30 awakened ones in the audience. This experience is experiential. Whatever happens is perfect for you, and it's a very individual, beautiful gift. So you don't have to really know anything, you don't have to, it doesn't matter what you know, what you don't know, what you believe, where you come from. It's just a pure gift from the divine, from the divine straight to you. So relax, enjoy just a little history of the Oneness Blessing or the Diksha, which the awakened ones will be coming up on stage and doing it through intent. It's also done by the hands on the head, but today we'll just be doing it through intent. That is the divine energy coming through the hands, and that is a process that initiates all kinds of wonderful things. It's a process of awakening, the awakening of the Kundalini. It brings energy up and creates healing, blesses your life, heals relationships, and brings this incredible connection to the divine. Raises your consciousness to a level you may not even realize. And even if you don't, you don't even care about those things, amazing things will happen in your life. You'll feel a deep sense of calm. It's like you're realizing things you didn't know, before. Your life just starts unfolding in a whole different way. And when you pay attention to that, you'll really start noticing the changes. And we have the Oneness Meditators, and we have 7 of them that have come from all over the place that are going to be doing the Oneness meditation. And they have been specifically initiated in India to bring this, they're fully saturated in the divine presence. And the focus is looking into their eyes, but their entire being is taken over, and it's one of the most beautiful experiences you could ever have. We got to experience some of that last night, and it's just, again, it's an experience you'll soon know. If you haven't ever had the experience, you will soon know. It's just grace, and you can already feel that in the room. I mean, everybody, Oh, look at all the blessing givers we have here. I mean, that's divine grace. All the awakened ones, the Oneness Meditators, everybody who's come here. Your energy is so beautiful. There's so much love. And it's just really, taking a moment to really just acknowledge all of us joining together as one family today. Let's just take a moment and just really honor that in ourselves and with each other and throughout the world, that everyone on the live stream has come together to really make this be the most beautiful experience for all of us, and it's going to be perfect just the way it is for each one of us. So just taking a deep breath and allowing us to really be here together in the love and the presence, and just knowing that we're connected to the entire world. The Northwest is awakening, and it's spreading throughout the whole Northwest and throughout the entire world. This morning, we're going to have one of the Oneness Meditators do a talk on deepening into your connection with your divine. And this is Patricia Keel, who's going to come up and do a wonderful talk and process for us to get us started in the day. And everything that's happening today is just going to take us deeper and deeper into that presence. Patricia.
You're so beautiful. It's so extraordinary to be here with you. One of the blessed experiences of this process of oneness and awakening is that we're not able to plan. And I'm a unity minister, and it's so beautiful to be in the presence here in this unity sanctuary today. And I knew Jalena had asked me to connect with you and to share and help us all go more deeply into our connection with our divine. And the moment I walked into the sanctuary, I thought, wow, there couldn't be a more special and sacred place for us to really launch this shift into awakening. If you haven't had an opportunity to look around, there are altars to all the different faith traditions from all over the world that have been created on the sides of the sanctuary.
So we're moving into an important part. There are awakened ones, awakened people, just regular people like the rest of us, who happen to be awakened. And there is the experience of no fear, a different sense of presence within themselves. And when they talk about their experience and you ask questions to them specifically about their experience, it's important to have the questions about their experience. Their brain and your brain sync up. It's like you become a vibrational match to that higher consciousness within yourself. And through this process, when we go into our next step of the Oneness blessing and the Oneness meditation, you're going to be like primed, ready to go to really receive that energy. So we have 6 awakened ones here from Canada and the U.S. And I just want to invite you all to just say your name and where you're from. Just go down the road.
Milan from Vancouver, Richmond.
Brianna from Port Angeles, Washington.
Leslie from Rainier, Washington.
Marlia from Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
Mila's from Vancouver, Canada.
Ruth Choi from Lake Oswego, Oregon.
And I have a question that I'd like to ask you just in the beginning is, can you share with us, what have you noticed is the biggest difference in your life from before you were awakened to now? What do you really notice is, wow, my life has changed?
I guess for me, the difference would be that it's kind of hard to answer that question now. Just because who you are isn't like a factor of past or potential future. Just, who you are isn't a factor of past or future. It's like who you are is, all of who you are is in this moment, and like what you are doesn't depend on the past. So it's like every day you kind of wake up fresh, and I don't remember in that sense.
So, Milos and Milan are father and son.
He's the father.
If you would just start off about how has your relationship changed, especially like a father-son relationship? How has that changed for you, and anyone else who wants answers about their relationships and their families and friends and loved ones? How has that changed?
Do you want to start? Oh, I have a microphone. I guess for me, we had a really, really close relationship when I was a kid, and then in the teenage years. In the teenage years. We still had a close relationship, but I guess I was going through, life. And we weren't as close. And then, we went to India together. And right around that time, I guess, it just started getting kind of back to what it was before, from my perspective. Just like really close, really open, like really good friends, you could say. It's not really, I don't know, for me, it's not really like he's my father, he's just like a close friend now, so we're cool.
So, what I would like to ask you to do, with your eyes, look at the person next to you and say, I bow to the divine in you.
All right, here we go. Let's welcome the world. Welcome to Seattle, live streamers. Say hi, everybody. least 200, 300 people. So we just doubled, tripled in size, and it's going to continue to grow as we continue this process. So once again, welcome live streamers, welcome everybody to Seattle, Washington, and shift into awakening the Northwest and the whole of the world. So yahoo! One more time! A big family reunion, that's the bottom line. So let's just, let's turn and look at each other and just remember that who you're sitting next to is your brother, your sister, your family, and just acknowledge the love in this room, and that you may not have remembered that you knew each other, but now you do. So the program is going to begin. We're going to have Isen do a talk in the beginning. And then we're going to be going into an awakened panel who is going to be doing a talk, and then we're going into the awakened Diksha and the Oneness meditation. For anyone who doesn't know what the awakened Diksha and Oneness meditation is, it's the divine energy literally coming through someone who either is placing hands on your head or they'll be doing it through intent. So you'll see many people gathered around, those that are in the white are the Oneness meditators, and they'll be doing the intent Diksha with the divine energy going out to you. And then the Oneness meditators literally get saturated by the divine, and we'll be walking you through the process, but you'll be looking into their eyes, and this room will just be completely saturated with divine grace. And this helps your kundalini rise, your energy rise, your consciousness expand, and this process literally initiates the awakening process within you. So whether you understand it or not, wherever your background is, wherever you've come from, whatever you believe, does not matter. It is the divine grace directly for you. It is given through humanity for humanity. So we're all sharing this together. And if you want to raise your hands again, how many blessing givers do we have here? So this is a lot of energy in the room. On top of, we've got all our ohms right behind us. You're surrounded. So you're just, it's going to be good no matter what. And we will be walking you through the process, so it really will be simple, easy, and all you have to do is just receive. My name, I haven't said it, is Jalena Johnston. I'm a coordinator for this event, and me and my partner over here, co-conspirator, Wiltsie, we were given the grace of the gift of asking in a meditation, what does the divine want us to do? It makes me cry. To truly serve humanity and to help as many people as possible. And we, at the same time, were given the same vision. And we were told to put a big event on in Seattle. So that was back in January, and now the fruition has come, and you guys are the dream realized. And it's off the charts. It's the most amazing thing possible. So thank you again for being here and making this dream come true for all of us. And now we're going to go into the program, and we're going to have one of the Oneness meditators, Isen, do a beautiful process and talk about deepening into your awakening. So Eric, would you like to come up?
Thank you so much, Jalena, Amber, and all the wonderful people who helped put this together. We're so grateful to be here and to be part of this. We're so privileged. So, if I had planned this talk, I would have forgotten it by now, so... So we'll see what happens. There are a lot of misconceptions about awakening. One of them is you think, when you awaken, you're going to be like St. Francis, or Jesus, or Buddha, So the bad news is, when you awaken, you're still going to be you. The good news is, you won't last long.
And sitting on the stage right now are awakened people, just regular, normal folk. And we're going to be doing a talk with them, asking them any question you have about what their experience is as being awakened, maybe before, maybe during, maybe after. And when we do this talk, it's really important because it actually is a process that occurs through it where we sync up with each other. As they're talking to you and you're talking to them, listening to them, our brains sync up with each other and we come into a higher vibration. It's like the divine in you and the divine in them link up, and that sets you up for when we go into the next phase, which is going to be the awakened Diksha and the oneness meditation, that you're like good to go. And you're just already there and you don't even know it, but you know, there is method to the madness of all of this. And it's all perfect. So you don't need to think about it, figure it out. Just know that as you're talking and you're just asking the questions, listening to them share their stories, that a divine process is already taking place for you. So I would like to welcome the panel here. And if you could just go down the line and just introduce yourself and say where you're from, that would be wonderful.
My name is John Day. I live in two places. Washington State and Iowa.
And I'm Coralie Day, and I also live in two places, Orcas Island, Washington, and Fairfield, Iowa.
I'm Jalena Courtley, and I live in Portland, Oregon.
My name is Kristine, and this is my home, Seattle.
My name is Kimberly Cowan. I live in Seattle, but I'm not from Seattle.
My name is Tracy Harrelson. I live in West Seattle.
So anybody who has any questions, we welcome you to come down into the center of the line, and there's a microphone here. You can come up and ask your question. So anything that has to do with your curiosity about what is their awakening experience, what was it before, what was it now, what is it that is changing in their life, anything. So yeah, go ahead and ask your question.
Hi, I'm just wondering now for you, what's your biggest desire for yourself, for your world, now that you have this new perspective?
I've begun to fall in love with everybody I meet. And as a result, you've got to feel like this. You have got to feel like this. This is your birthright. You're just coming home.
First of all, I want to thank you for being here. And my question is, I was just curious on, you guys, I've heard a lot about your relationships, like within your family changing. Well, what about your dynamics with your friends? Have you noticed whether your true friends really are your true friends, and whether the ones that are not, and how they fall away or create jealousy or whatever their emotions are? And what's that like?
I saw a Oneness Awakening presentation by a guy say this. He said, before awakening, I didn't like people. Certain people I just didn't like. And after awakening, I still don't like them. But I don't suffer anymore. It's kind of like that. I have unabiding, I can't help but love people. It just happens. But I may not like them. The funny thing about love is that you don't have to do anything. It's just who you are.
After awakening, you find that the filter, there's very little filter. So you find yourself being more honest and more authentic with your friends. And so I found that to be a really good thing for me.
With the Awakened Diksha, we have all of our Oneness Meditators and our Awakened ones on stage now. So if you could quickly find a seat, close the doors. And we're now coming into a very sacred time. Everyone can just close their eyes for a minute, just relax, settle in. And we're going to begin, and I'd like to introduce Carlos, who is one of our own husbands, Brenda, and he's going to take us through this process of Awakened Diksha and Oneness meditation. So just being in our silence, and Carlos will take us through it.
In the first portion of the event, we experienced one of the phenomena of the oneness experience. And that is purely the sound of the voice of someone who is awakened can bring about awakening to another person. Pretty far out concept. And yet that's how it is. In other words, if the feeling of separateness is removed, and we suddenly feel one with everything and one with ourselves, that separateness is gone. We experience this many times in our lives, and we don't label it. We just are present with it. We may be walking in the Sierras, or on the beach, or near a lake, and suddenly we stop, and in front of an extremely large expanse of space, we feel complete. The separateness is gone. There's no resistance. We are one. And it stays with us. We come back, and many, many times in the future, and in our own perpetual present, we feel that moment. We are one with it. Oftentimes we'll return. You're going to hear a chant that expresses the avatar's intent, sankalpa, for the awakening of all human race. I would like you to have your eyes closed, stay inward. Please don't follow with the chant. Simply stay inward in a deep heart space.
I'm Michelle, and I live in Portland, Oregon. I'm up here visiting for the Seattle Om. I felt so much happening in my brain and all throughout my body. It was just so beautiful to see 7 people in this state of complete communal bliss with the divine, completely encompassed by the divine. That was really a treat, and to be in that.
I'm Helga Bellingham. It was absolutely magical. I absolutely could feel the divine dancing on my brain, helping me to rewire those judgments that I've had about people animosity that I've had, particularly towards my brother-in-law. And I had asked the divine and set the intention to help me release those feelings that I had and to see the innocence that he is and the love that he is. And that like totally changed and shifted. And it was such a release to feel that those emotions go away.
Shayna J.
Where are you from?
Ashland, Oregon. Very powerful. There was definitely, for me, a feeling of no one there in the room, even. I couldn't feel all the bodies. I could only feel the oneness. Everyone connected, and the merging, not even merging, just the there-ness of nothing. And I felt some shifts internally from my own experience of I'm in a big transition in my life, very, very big for me. And all the worries just released off me. And I realized how I was trying to control my life and how much the divine will really help out when I ask. And then just floods and floods of tears at the gratitude that is what's available if we just can let go and allow it.
Carla Lowry, and I live in Lacey, Washington. It was just very enlightening and lifting. I felt every fiber of my cells and body and heart, soul, spirit, everything being lifted. I still do. I'm kind of elevated right now and enjoying every bit of the blessings that are being showered, as you see, on us.
My name is Karen Chambers. I'm from Albany, Oregon. My experience was glorious. So much grace, so much love, so much joy. It's such an honor, such a blessing, such a rare and sacred experience to be here.
My name is Jonathan Buford. I'm from Prosser, Washington. Amazing. Whatever here is the real deal, and I feel like I just had this feeling while I was inside that whatever happens, this is my main priority. Like whatever is happening here, I want to be more of a part of my life. You know, I laughed, I cried. Whatever this is that's going on, I feel like it's monumentous and just momentous and a huge, huge thing that's happening in humanity. I'm just glad to be a part of it.
My name is Brooklyn Casey. I'm from Seattle, Washington. It was actually really powerful on levels I wasn't expecting. And I had a lot of permission to be here on a lot of levels that I hadn't felt lately. Permission to just feel myself and to connect to the people here. Because of their deliberate intention, I just connected to their intention and received and connected and got to do some healing work on myself.
My name is Vishnu. Namaste. I'm from Portland, Oregon. Well, it was awesome. There was a moment where a wave came through the room. It just grabbed me. It was very blissful. This is an amazing process. It's just shifting everything.
Hello, I'm Ron Shire. I'm from here in Seattle. Well, I think in every oneness meditation I've attended has been an opening of my heart. And anytime I can associate myself with a community that is this centered around love, open-heartedness, and the divine.
Hi, my name's Kat from Seattle. My experience, well, my dear friend Cree had invited me a few weeks ago, and I was a little skeptical, and a little skeptical even sitting down and but I could feel my heart starting to open and surrender and grace and tranquility washed over me. And I texted my friend immediately after, and she came for the 3 o'clock. She said that she could feel some healing that was taking place in her heart too as well. And I'm very thankful for this experience. And
my name is Lon Jones.
I'm from Portland, Oregon, not far. Well, I thought it was very fascinating watching all the things going on here, and I think I tuned into the vibe. I feel more clear and bright now.
My name's Michael. I'm from California originally. I've been in Seattle for about a year and a half. Today, the Oneness meditation, I received 2 sessions, and the word that really comes to mind is saturation. Just completely saturated. You know, the Oneness meditation is very different than receiving a hands-on diksha. It's just profoundly saturating, and it just has a way of taking you away.
My name is Lovely. Well, I live in Bothell, Washington right now. It was one of the most profound things I've ever experienced. The amount of energy and love is just surpassed anything that I've ever felt before, and it's just something you can't really describe.
Lovely. So please, if you've never come for an do it.
Yes, I highly recommend any opportunity to do this or something like this that gives you that kind of intention.
Absolutely. I would recommend this to everyone. I would recommend this for everyone. You want to be connected, you want to get together, you want to feel stillness and peace and love, and at the same time feel like you want to go dancing. This is it.
I would recommend everyone to do this. I believe this is the same thing that Jesus did to his disciples and to, the people that in his time. Same touch, same thing.
I would say you don't have anything to lose, especially if you feel like me and you're tired of your head, going and feeling like it's trying to kill you. Then, you don't have anything to lose.
No matter if you're a skeptic, there's something out there that you want to find and understand, and this is the first step to finding that understanding and that clarity. So just take the first step and see where it takes you.
So it just was phenomenal, and I totally feel like I've been reborn. I feel light. I feel like I'm 10 feet tall and I'm only 4'11".
Please join us anytime.
Oh, I recommend this for the world.
Indriyana